Hello everybody, Snoo back again. It's New Year's Day, so Happy New Year to you, wherever you are. Assuming that this video doesn't come out literally hours after I post it, it will probably be after the New Year Day for you. But anyway, I hope you had a good New Year, and hopefully this year goes a little better than last for everybody. Talking about COVID, mostly. Yeah, let's get into the video. We got part 3 of Nemesis 3 farming, mega juicing. This time we're getting pretty serious on the level of currency invested. Trying to be not really cutting too many corners here. Definitely not going all out, going crazy about how much currency we're spending. But as you can see, I have a dump tab here. As you can see, the exalts on the side are a few more of those than there were last time. And big difference here, I got fine delirium orbs instead of foreboding delirium orbs. No major reason for that, just that I think I'm reaching a level of juicing where I'm pretty much guaranteed to make back all of the currency that I put into the delirium orb. I'm probably going to be getting, 15 rewards, 14 or 15 rewards pretty consistently each time here. And I have all my maps rolled as well. I decided to intelligently finally skip a map here where the Conqueror influence will finalize the first round, and I'll have to run the Conqueror map wherever it is. Definitely worth, dipping out of Tropical Island for one map, I think, on account of the following maps many of them will be influenced by the Conqueror and therefore have way more packs on the map. Yeah, so I don't like having to dip out of Tropical Island, but I also don't like not taking advantage of all those extra packs of monsters that come through all the Conqueror influences. So it's a 16 map session, I gotta do it that way. If it was only an 8 map session, maybe I would not have to be doing this. But it's 16 map session because, you guessed it, elevated Sextants. They are 16 uses, so that's how we're gonna be running them. I took the map rolls a little bit more seriously this time. I only kept 5 modded maps or more. So 5 or 6 are here. None of these maps have Beyond, however. But I will say, I'll just jump straight into this Watchstone here. I did actually specifically decide to use an Irresistible Temptation. Why? Because a little tidbit of information for you. The Irresistible Temptation, because it's an additional random prefix that can spawn Beyond, or Nemesis if you're missing Nemesis, which means there's a decent chance that one of these 16 maps that I run is actually going to throw Beyond onto it as well. And that'll be really awesome, and it'll actually be quite a bit of extra currency on that particular map if that happens. So maybe I'll look out for that if I remember to check the map mods after each one. But yeah, so I am also changing the Sextant. I mentioned in the last video that I would be targeting all 4 Sextants very specifically this time, and that 4th Sextant, whereas the last video I was targeting 3, this video I'm targeting 4, and the 4th Sextant I'm targeting here is Unique Monsters Drop Corrupted Items. A terrific, consistent level of currency gained from this Sextant. It is mildly annoying in that it requires me to go in and out of portals way more when it comes to the looting process, due to 6 links taking up so much dang bag space. But yeah, we're going to be raining 6 links and essentially targeting 6 links as well as raw currency per the norm. The next Sextant I have here is a self-rolled Elevated Beyond. And then I have a Booming Populace, another big change from the last video. We are going to go ahead and make a little bit more of a stretch in the investment and add a Booming Populace. I had this rolled from forever ago, actually. I saved this a really long time ago. This is Elevated Abyss, which is actually mandatory in my mind for this level of juicing. You can't just do Awakened Abyss, you got to do Elevated Abyss for that 3rd additional Abyss. Why? Because, well, I'm running Winged Abyss Scarabs. And you basically be an idiot if you didn't run Elevated Abyss with a Winged Abyss Scarab. If you're going to go through this level of investment, which these are worth in bulk, in semi-bulk, these are worth still about 100 chaos apiece. Although it's going to register at around 80 chaos apiece. I did buy a couple for around 80 chaos. But anyway, yeah, 4th Sextant, of course, Nemesis 4. I'm sorry, Nemesis 3. Nemesis 4 is next time. Not for this map. Still doing Nemesis 3, not Nemesis 4. I might have done Nemesis 4 this time, given the nature of how I rolled the elevated sextants. And I need to actually point that out. So I am going to show you my desktop here. And I wanted to point this out because elevated sextants had a crash in the market. Let's see where they're at now. I actually forgot to check this. Okay, wow, they're all the way down to 38 chaos. They're even lower. There were 40 chaos apiece, and I was able to buy them in bulk from 40 to 42 chaos in the whole past week, basically. And I have here POEDB pulling up elevated sextant rolls. And if you go ahead and add every single weighting in here, you'll see that it comes out to, I think, just shy of 20,000. It's a weighting for everything that you could possibly roll as far as elevated sextant. And if you're blocking properly with these sextants, if you have a shrine, that blocks 2,000. That blocks 1,000 twice because it's two different kinds of shrines. And then you block two more elemental damage or physical damage or chaos damage, additional packs. This is a total of 4,000 weighting blocked off of 20,000, which means that I am only actually dealing with 16,000 weightings as far as possible rolls. And if you go in and see, all four sextants that I'm trying to hit are a weighting of 250. They're not ultra rare, super rare. They're not like Delirium, Harvest, and Winged Scarab off of Tormented Monsters. They're 250. They're decent weightings. And if you add 250 times 4, you get 1,000. Which means, if you do the math, you have a 1 in 16, roughly a 1 in 16 chance of hitting at least one of the four sextants that you're trying to hit. And if you have many Watchstones to spare, you can get just about all of the sextants you need by rolling them yourself at a 1 to 16 chance. At the current price of elevated sextants, it's going to cost you roughly 4x per sextant roll. That's for all four types, whether we're talking about Nemesis 4, we're talking about Beyond, we're talking about anything. It's roughly 4x per sextant. And that's why I budgeted 4x here. Because my odds are that it's going to cost me about 4x per sextant. Now, I hit this in like 3 hits, so it cost me way less. And I didn't have to try and get all 4 of them on my own Watchstones. I didn't go ahead and do that. But to get it on one of your Watchstones, very easy. I mean, it's like 1 in 16 hit on the elevated sextant. You're going to hit that on average in 4x. Decent chance of hitting it less than that. Yeah, but I'm not swimming in a bunch of magic stones here. I mean, this is actually the only magic stone I have that is fraught. This is actually the only fraught magic watchstone I have. So it's nice I hit that. And I'm just going to keep that in here, and we're going to call that 4x for this. Unique monsters drop corrupted items. Now, if I rolled this on my own Watchstone, I'd probably put in 4x, but actually this one is cheaper online, and if you can go ahead and stomach using Irresistible Temptation or Territories Unknown. I kind of like the idea of gambling a little bit, hoping to get Beyond on at least one of these maps. I think that, if I hit Beyond on even just one of these maps, that's actually going to be probably worth more than if I rolled it on a Magic Watchstone. For sure. Almost certainly. Yeah, so this only costs 2.5 to 3x. I went ahead and put 3x on here for this Watchstone. It's always been priced around there. Let's see. Next we have our Booming Populace, which is 2x at a minimum for a full-price Booming Populace with no rolls. And then, yeah, it costs a little bit more if you divide it up to 20% pack size. I rolled this myself, but if you tried to roll it, onto there, you're looking at 2x plus 4x to hit your own roll. So, I did that. And, of course, unfortunately, because Booming Populace only has 15 uses, you have to throw in a little extra one in there like this. So, but yeah, we'll have to use this little one here for one of the 16 maps. Next, we have Nemesis 3, exactly like in Part 1 and 2. We are just going to use Nemesis 3 on a War Among the Stars, and each Watchstone here cost, actually now they're down to like 0.8, 0.9x or 1x apiece. And I know I can, like I said in the previous videos, I can re-roll the Watchstone with Awakened Sextants and sell it for at least half the value. Pretty easily and consistently I can do that, so that's why it's 2x there. We have our Scarabs down here, and aside from the Elder Scarab, I am running Gilded Plus. I'm running Gilded Breach instead of Polished. No, actually I did run Gilded Breach last time, yeah, that's right. I only ran Polished Harbinger Scarab last time, but I'm running Gilded this time, paying a little bit more. Not Winged. I'm not Winged doesn't really feel worth it, even at this level juicing. And maybe it is, but I'm not doing it. What does feel worth it, however, is Winged Abyss Scarab. Even though it is one of the most expensive scarabs on the market, you cannot get more value out of it than doing it in combination with Nemesis farming in Glennick Cairns with the correct passives. It is just above and beyond a fantastic scarab. I mean, even like Polished Abyss Scarab is better than any of these other scarabs, with assuming you have the Sextant rolls here. We're gonna have 6 abysses, 6 super premium abysses every single map. Actually 7 in most cases, because how am I gonna get 7? Well, because of this passive here, I have a 1% chance to contain an abyss per 2% increased pack size, and my pack size is going to be actually close to around 80%. Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, more like 60. 60, 50, certainly more than 50% pack size, which means I have a decent chance of spawning an extra abyss. So that is just a beautiful thing. I went ahead and went Elder Scarab for the 4th Scarab. Now, I talked to somebody that mentioned going Blight. I think Blight is actually pretty decent here, but Elder is cheaper. And one thing I like about Elder over some of the other choices, a lot of people don't know this, but this Sextant here, Unique Monsters Drop Corrupted Items, actually benefits off the Elder Scarab, because the Elder Scarab spawns portals. The portals spawns, and then the monsters come out. Well, the portal is an actual monster in the game, and it's actually a unique monster, and that unique monster does drop corrupted items. And I've seen plenty of 6-links pop out of the Elder Portal boss monster that spawns as a consequence of this Scarab, as well as War Among the Stars. So War Among the Stars is really nice here also. Let's go into... let's just double check the maps. You can see they're all relatively high pack size. I did actually make sure I divined the percent more rare monsters to at least 25 on all these maps. So a little bit more investment there. But I also found, like, I found even more of these maps. I roll at least one of these every single time I do a roll on it. And this is worth like 3x. So it makes the cost of rolling the maps just not really anything when you hit the double Nemesis and beyond, if you were to sell that one. Yeah, so we're gonna go find Delirium Orb this time. No major difference between Foreboding. I can maybe get a little bit extra currency out of this. I don't know, we'll see. I also actually thought about running more than one layer of Beyond, so like 40% or 60% Delirious. I think that would actually be a pretty intelligent choice to do at this level of investment. However, I chose not to because of how I'm sparsing the investment amounts. As you remember, the first video was about half an X, a little bit more. The second video is about 1x invested per map. This video is going to be about 2x invested per map. As you can see here, I have 32.73 exalts per map invested into each map. Or sorry, in all the maps. So that's 16 maps, 32x, which is 2x per map. And that's a nice round number. I decided, you know what, I'm just going to keep it that way. And I, of course, need to clean up my snapshots here because we're about to start our runs. Yeah, this is looking good. I also bought a new dump tab because I was tired of dealing with all this stuff. So my dump tabs will not be a problem this time. I have 2 premium quad stash tabs as dump tabs set up this time. And we're going to take a snapshot. And I'm going to put it back down to the other view because I don't want my computer to lag like crazy.
I'm not up to that just yet.
A little bit of issue on my UI. I'm going to fix that. Yeah. Okay. Everything's looking good now. I should be able to just do all these. But anyway, put all this back away. Ooh, so much stuff. So much stuff to account for. And cannot forget, of course, Plague of Frogs, Bountiful Traps, the only two that are really worth using, in my opinion. A lot of people don't even like Bountiful Traps, actually, but I do think it, even with no Sextants for it. Go there. This will go here. Good, we got T10 tower as a drop on the drop pool. Missing there. Yes, 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 okay. We're good. Might be a little bit hungover from last night. New Year's, did hang out with a friend. Hopefully everything is okay. Hopefully I don't forget some of the things. We got Beyond. We are running Alva, of course. No brainer there. And this looks good to go for me. No Prophecy proc. Very interested to see what the currency per hour comes out to this one. This is I think this mega juicing category is most akin to what I prefer to run when I'm doing Nemesis 3. I do like the major juicing occasionally, but not like all the time. Mainly because you can't easily get your hands on beyond Nemesis maps, tropical island maps. Yeah. I did forget to mention, actually, I changed my gear a little bit. I finally got rid of that magic finding amulet. And you can check in the POB link, which will be below. I finally got rid of my magic find amulet. Oh, that thing going. And got made myself a proper amulet. All I really accomplished with it, because I did not go for double skill like dexterity and chaos gems, I just went for kind of the similar, exact same amulet really, except instead of quantity of items I got more mana reservation, and instead of all resist I got aspect of the spider. So I finally got aspect of the spider onto my build, which is a very good DPS increase aura that you can run. I couldn't run it before because I didn't have the reservation available. But I can now, so yeah, it's nice. Still suffering from some PC lagging. So here's the first abyss of 6 or 7, and it is going to be a doozy. It's going to be tons of stuff coming out of that. I'm also running, I'm leveling some gems in the background. I kind of forgot to do that before. Still doing Divergent Flicker Strike. Still sells for like 1x profit, just going from level 16 to 20 for some reason. People still paying an X for that. Yeah. But I will probably throw in a couple extra X then if those do manage to level up to 20, which they should, no doubt. Level up to 20. I actually didn't play at all yesterday. I'm a little bit rusty. Just now realizing. I just forgot to go into the Scourge realm that whole time. And hit this breach as well. Abyss super juicy now. I'm seeing way more stuff drop than before. That almost feels like my loot filter is not strict enough. Which is pretty funny, because my loot filter is quite strict actually. Obviously not as strict as it could be, but pretty strict. I see 1 star, so something big dropped. It is an Exalted Orb. First Exalted Orb early on in the map. It's a good feeling. Considering we're investing 2x per map, we had damn well better see at least 1x per map on average. Because if I don't, then I'm definitely not doing as well as I was previously. Although, I will say on that accord that, oh god, just pay more attention to this. The Divine Orbs from unique monsters, drop corrupted items, all the 6-link sales, that is going to carry a lot of currency. When I was using that Sextant farming the tower, it was resulting in me making roughly a 5x net profit off of 16 maps. Net profit. So that was like an 8x gross profit, 5x net profit off of just that Sextant. And, you know, Sextant rolls are extremely valuable when you're juicing this level, so I'm definitely taking something away by not running, for example, 3 extra Abyss. Oh, second Exalt. 2 Exalt in 1 screen. Off the first map, first floor of the first map. Good feeling. Got a great start here. Now, we are juicing to a certain point where I might see like 5 or 6x in one map. That is possible if you're juicing this hard. I think most of what we're seeing here is coming from the ultra premium Abyss. 100% more monsters on top of 100% increased monsters. Yeah, and to have 6 or 7 of them in one map, that is just so many. Free strongbox, I'll always take that. So strongbox spawned randomly. Let's see, I don't by chance have Beyond on this map, do I? Oh my god. Did that really spawn with Beyond? I don't know if that counts as the regular amount or not. To slaying enemies close together is 27%. I think that's just what I have static, because I have Beyond on the Atlas, I have Beyond on my maps, and I have, or not on my maps, I have Beyond on my Atlas, passive. I have Beyond as a Sextant roll, and I have Beyond one other place that is blanking my mind right now. Oh, on the Atlas, the map device. That's where it is. Yeah, the map device. So that's a lot of Beyond. This is, I think, I'm pretty sure you'd call this categorically. This is triple Beyond, quadruple Beyond if you count my one magic Watchstone, but it's just one Watchstone, so I'm probably not going to call that quadruple Beyond. Maybe somebody could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments here. Is where people talk, you know, double, triple, quadruple Beyond and everything, is that? So let me get that straight. So one layer of Beyond you can get is on the map, rolled on the map. Another is through the map device. Those are the 2 big ones. Then you have it in the Atlas passives, of course, in Glennick Cairns. And then, yeah, look at this. Completely forgot to do the Scourge Realm. So that's 3 layers of Beyond. And then after that, we have potentially 4 magic Watchstones full of Beyond. And, oh, I don't have enough Scourge juice to get through this. Oh, what the hell. Okay. I'm going to have to make sure I remember to go back in and do that. Okay, so that was 4 I mentioned, and then the 5th one. What would the 5th one be? That's 2 Divine Orb Brawl drops. Where's Harbinger? Highly distracted, as you can tell. Probably from a little bit of hangover. Okay, Beyond 1 on the map, Beyond 2 on the Atlas device, Beyond 3 in the Atlas passives, Beyond 4 on the Watchstone, and Beyond 5 on the Sextant. Okay, there we go. So that's, is that right? Do people categorically call it quintuple Beyond, like maximum Beyond potential? You know, having like 60% Beyond or something wild like that. I guess not 60%, close to, it would be close to 50% Beyond if I'm not mistaken. But do people categorize it like that? Oh, look at this. I'm very lucky. I got, I randomed a Blight encounter into this map. So that is going to be a huge boon to the results of this map. This is a free Blight Scarab that spawned on this map on top of everything else. In fact, I really kind of want to start this Blight, but the problem is I'm lagging too much. Did I click that or did I just get teleported out? Oh, it did click. Woo. Okay. Can't forget about this breach as well. I am going to be losing a little bit of currency in these maps on account of unique bosses dropping corrupted items. The maps that drop on the map, many of them are going to be corrupted now, and that's a little bit of a problem. It's not a huge deal. It just means a lot of my maps that would have been worth, you know, something, are going to be worthless now. For example, if I get a, you know, a tropical island 14, that map is worth like 10 chaos. But if it comes out white and corrupted, or really if it comes out corrupted at all, because nobody wants to just start a Tropical Island corrupted map, unless maybe it was like 8 modifiers with Nemesis. Then they might want it, but other than that, nah, it's basically worthless. The same with the tower. If it comes out corrupted white, it's worthless. It's a tower T10 I'm dropping, also worth about 10 chaos per. Is not worth anything too, so yeah. I should have stuck around and seen what that currency explosion looked like off of that. Curious to see what the currency explosion size is off of Flight encounter. I feel like I missed an Exalted Orb somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, God, there's so many monsters off that. Look how many monsters spawn off of that abyss. It's crazy. Well, the boss is here somewhere. I don't know. Oh, he's up here. Okay. I have way more single target DPS than I did last time, actually. Another major change to my gear, which I actually forgot to mention, is for the longest time now, against sort of conventional wisdom, I took out my 6-link totem setup and created a 4-link so that I could put in 6 auras. And what I did recently is I actually pulled the auras out of my chest, and so I could put my 6-link back in. So I now once again have, now see here, so this map is worthless because it's corrupted. 3 raw divine orbs. This map at least. But yeah, I got my 6-link Toxic Rain totem, Ballista totem setup back in here, and I believe the best ones, Remy did suggest this, the best 2 to add would be Awakened Void Manipulation support and Anomalous Concentrated Effect support. Is giving my Ballista Toxic Rain setup way more single target DPS. I checked the path of building it. It's roughly 150% more damage, single target damage that I have now. Of course, my build is not oriented towards single target damage, but my my build does incorporate single target damage as sort of a backup in the totem setup. Anyone who knows the Caustic Air Toxic Rain combination is aware of that. Exalted Orb. Wow. Okay. I love that. Thought I was done with the map. Nope. Not quite. Okay. It's time to check the results from the mega juicing major investment. Not as big as it can get, but pretty big. And I have my dump tabs open. Dump tab A, dump tab B, both the big ones. Went ahead and purchased another one, another stash tab. It looks like, excuse me, I had a bit of a difficult time calculating exactly when I started because this silly thing is not going back all the way. Because I started earlier than 12, even though this says 12. 20, so I don't know why. Anyway, I started a little bit after I started streaming because I just basically did the introduction. Took a very short break, and it looks like about 5.5 hours to do 16 maps. It took me about 5.5 hours, and yeah, that's kind of a long time, but to be expected. You know, it was the first round was almost 4 hours. The next one was almost 5 hours, and this one was 5.5. And I suspect the 4th video will be over 6 hours. Probably 6.5 hours, probably. But we'll see. Let's take a look at the dump tab. 73.7x in here. Doesn't sound too promising, to be honest. I think I may need to reset it, actually. I paid, let's see, I invested 2x. Or no, not 2x. One and a half. No, I'm being silly. 2x per map was the investment. Which means, I don't know why my calculator app isn't on. I gotta take 73.7 minus 32 divided by 5.5 hours. 7.58. Yeah. I had some really bad RNG at the end. I didn't get any any raw X in the last 2 or even 3 maps, I think, which was kind of crazy because it felt like I was supposed to get at least 1x per map for sure. Probably more like 2x per map with this kind of juicing, but I don't know, maybe not. Let's see how many exalts I did get, since that's a big question. I have 19 exalted orbs. Yeah, so I know for a fact at least one of those X dropped from the currency reward from the Delirium orb. So I think it was probably 17 or 18 raw X dropped from Nemesis 3. A little bit disappointing, to be honest. You know, last season I had some maps where I was getting like 5 or 6. I even had a map where I got 7x in one map, and it wasn't even all that unusual. It was kind of rare, but you know, I juiced these maps right here. I juiced them up kind of to the equivalent of what I was doing last season, getting, you know, pretty easily getting over 2x on average per map, 2 or even 3x per map on average. And it was through like Monstrous Treasure, Glennick Cairns, the Strongbox nodes were there. I was still doing Abyss, Winged Abyss. But man, I swear to God, I got way more currency when the Strongbox nodes were there, and I was able to do that. But anyway, it is what it is. Just seems a little bit harder. I don't know, maybe they ninja nerfed some Nemesis 3 a little bit. Let's take a look at... Actually, let's go back into Excellence and kind of look at the overall overarching amounts here. I got 1,028 Chaos Orbs. A lot. 320 Awakened Sextants. Man. I do have a lot of maps in here that aren't necessarily worth a whole lot, but I also don't have any contracts listed in here, and I got a boatload of Deception contracts, so, you know, it kind of offsets things. Because I did have unique monsters drop corrupted items, I had to filter out some of the maps. I did go ahead and keep, like, 8 modded corrupted maps of a variety. And I kept a toll no matter how it rolled, because I'm going to be using that in an upcoming farming session with syndicate farming and harvest farming, in which case I don't care at all about how the map rolls. And a toll is probably the best, or one of the best maps you can run in Haywark Hamlet for harvest and syndicate. 151 divine orbs. That's a lot of divine orbs. My goodness. Okay. So, probably, I don't know, at the very most, 30 of those divine orbs were raw drops, at the very most. So I got like 126 links, at least. Yeah, so I averaged like 8 6-links a map. Probably, which seems about right. It makes sense. One map I got 21 6-links, but some maps I only got like 4 or 5. And I did not, by the way... I don't think I procced beyond on the map through Irresistible Temptations random prefix roll. I don't think I procced that, because I checked almost every time. I forgot to check a couple times. But anyway, yeah, 120 divine orbs is still worth something like 1,600 chaos. So 1,600 chaos. How much is that here? Why do I keep closing my calculator app? What are they worth now? 14k? Well, yeah, not really 14, huh? 14 times 120 divided by 160. So I got 10 to 11 exalts just from that sextant. alone, and it cost me 3x for the Sextant. So I net profited 7 exalts from the Sextant by itself. And I don't know, I mean, it's hard to kind of think, well, what if I had had 3 breaches instead? 3 more breaches per map. Would I have gotten 7 exalts worth of stuff, of anything, if I had had 3 additional breaches on the map? Or if I had had, I don't know, well, in this case, probably 3 additional. Or if I'd had 100 traders, or it's hard to say. But is there any other? I don't know. Do you guys think there's any other Sextant that would beat 7 exalts of value? Net, by the way, net value. So, yeah. I guess in this case it would have to be 10 exalts, 10 to 11 exalts in terms of value. I can't really imagine there's another Sextant that's going to do that. The only other thing to say about that is you do have to loot, and you have to like go back to town, turn in the 6 links. There's a lot more going through the portal with the unique monsters drop corrupted items that don't have to do so much on the other farms. But even still, I mean, that's not adding a huge amount of time. Yeah, we're looking at around 7 to 9x an hour again, I think, especially with the bad RNG I had at the end. I did have a couple harvests that gave me a few things, but nothing crazy. I did get a Zenith's Touch, however, it was corrupted, so it's only worth 1x. Yeah, let's see. I was almost done through here. Yeah, not very many. 396 simulacrum. Oh, they're divided between 2 tabs. Okay. That's right. There's the Zenith's Touch there. I got a brass dome that was corrupted. Probably not worth that much. I got to upgrade a Scarab in the harvest, so that's there. I also put in 2 divergent flicker strikes, which, wow, I didn't do that on the other videos because I forgot to level them, but I very, very, very easily leveled gems from 16 to 20. It only took me, I think, 9 maps to level anomalous or divergent gems from 16 to 20, and those things are still going for 1x profit between level 16 and level 20, so I only kept 2 in there, so that gave me yeah, profit. But anyway, anything else in here? Simulacrum. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, especially with the gems in there, I think I'm going to advertise this as 6 to 8 chaos an hour. I'm actually going to advertise it as less than what I got before. This finding is a little surprising. Maybe I felt like last runs I got kind of bad RNG because I only found, what was it, 11 raw X? This time I only found like 17 or 18. I don't know. I invested a fair bit more. I thought the investment was intelligent, but it just didn't seem to pan out maybe even as well as the semi-juicing round. That's a bit disappointing. So, yeah. Oh, there is a simulacrum in there too. Well, actually, where's my Chayula Breachstone? Oh, okay, here it is. Yeah, so yeah, everything's in here. It should be because I got to trade Breachstones out. I guess 6 to 8x is still okay, but honestly, that's pretty disappointing to me when I was making like 15x an hour last season. Or at least, maybe I was miscalculating things a little bit, but certainly at least well over 10x an hour last season with juicing basically almost identical to what I'm doing right now. So I'm really surprised, really disappointed. I think a little bit of that has to do with the price of things, but Scarabs were still 80 chaos a piece, winged Scarabs, and Monstrous Treasure was like 100 chaos a piece. So it was still cost a lot to invest. So I don't really know. The only thing that's really more expensive now than last season is the elevated Sextant, pre-rolled elevated Sextant rolls on some of these Watchstones. But, you know, there you have it. The results are what they are. You know, I'm just going to come to you as honest as I can. Yeah, so that's it. We still got the next video to do, number 4. And that's going to be me going crazy, putting in like 4 or 5x per map. I already decided I think I'm going to do skittering delirium orbs times 4 per map. So 80% delirious skittering delirium orbs. That alone is going to be like 4x per map or something. So yeah, I suppose we're looking at something like 6 or 7x per map invested. I don't even have the currency for it right now. So I gotta turn this in. We'll see what I can do. Yeah, right before I close the video, just for fun. Well, I do already have 7 skittering. Yeah, I forgot I already have 7 of these because I never sold any that I found. So yeah, actually it won't be that hard to get some. Well, 7's not going to cover that much. Okay, so they are 100 chaos. So they're down a little bit. That's good. Good for me. They should be down because Scarabs are down a little bit. That's all I got for this video. Stay tuned for the next one. It'll be coming out in the next day or two. I think I am going to actually do some Delirium Everywhere or whatever it's called. I'm going to level up a Toxic Rain character to 95. I feel like I really want to level a Toxic Rain character since I just learned so much about this build. Caustic Arrow, Toxic Rain. This was my first season playing it, and now I understand it really well. Not as well as I could, but very well. So I want to take all that knowledge and apply it to the leveling process, which, of course, is a terrific and enjoyable leveling starter build. So, it should be enjoyable. Yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching, as always, and I'm out for now. Happy New Year!